Hi, good evening. With the topic tonight, self-confidence for self-employed career business growth. How do you sustain a consistent, persistent inner confidence when you are about to begin, start up, or grow your business? My name is Krasimira Kondova, and my friends call me Mira. I am an activator of solopreneurs. I am a hypnotherapist and I work with women solopreneurs who need to really get rid of the not enoughness script. I help them to overcome internal subconscious blockages to that inner power that makes dreams come true. And in working with me, what they really succeed doing is recognizing and removing um, limitations, such as beliefs that are actually nowadays sabotaging them from the success that they deserve. I use a unique method of regression. It's called rapid transformational therapy after Marisa Pia, a very well-known, world-known hypnotherapist that I had the honor to train with. And I'm a strong believer that rapid transformation can really give you an aha moment so that you can clearly see where you have been stopping yourself. I believe also that the power is within you, but if you can't see a problem, you can't resolve it. That means when identification happens with I can't, I'm not capable, I don't have it, I'm not enough, then you are in a mental trap. And I always explain it very shortly and with examples. How actually it happens that today you're a grown up, you have your skills, you have your education, and you have your social experience, and you are now about to get really creative in the area of expertise in your niche. And here comes the fear, and here comes this procrastination, and here comes this uncertainty. And where does this all come from? As you know, logically, you know that you are absolutely capable of growing the business that you own. 12% of your mind, that's the conscious mind, that's logic, reasoning, willpower. Fantastic. What happens with the rest? Well, the rest, 88%, it's your emotional mind, the subconscious. That's pure emotion. Whenever logic is arguing with emotion, who do you think wins? Emotion always wins. In the subconscious mind, there is this storage of emotional imprints, moments from a long ago, where you lived through situations, circumstances, you met people, you experienced communications, you experienced circumstances in which you got hurt. You had a very strong emotional reaction to something happening that made you conclude, made you believe that, well, if this is happening, that must mean that I can't change it and I'm helpless and I'm hopeless. I'll give you an example. 3-year-old Maria is observing how father is leaving the family and she's with her mom. Now her mom is the only person working in the family, and Maria is observing how mom is struggling with money. And all children are very empathetic. Whatever the mother goes through, it echoes within the child. So Maria is observing how her mother is struggling, and she starts thinking, well, father has left, but how could he have left me here? Why didn't he take me with him? How could he have left his most precious thing, which I am? I had a client who really asked this question during regression. She was like, father is leaving. How can he go through the door without even looking back, turning back to say something to me, I am his most precious things. Think, well, at that moment, she begins believing, well, that must mean I'm not that precious. That must mean I'm not so valuable. If he could leave me behind, he didn't take me with him. He took his own possessions, he took everything that was dear to him, but not me. So that's the first moment where she childishly so, but she begins forming a belief about her own value, about her own lovability. And then she says, well, I want to change that, but I can't. Then she's watching her mother struggling, and she's like, Mom is crying again. We don't have money. I would very much like to help her. I want to find money for Mom, but I can't. And at that moment, another belief gets formed. I am helpless. I'm hopeless. I can't influence anything. And that's an emotional imprint. And these fixed ideas that she forms at that moment, they begin being reinforced even later on in school and in adolescence. And she's going through more and more situations where she is now facing new people and different circumstances, but the same feeling, the feeling of being neglected, the feeling of being abandoned, and the belief that she's not valuable enough to be treated differently, that she's not powerful enough to influence things to go a different way. That's how the set of beliefs is formed, and that's how the identity it's imprinted. And nowadays, I mean, years after, I mean, she's now in her 30s, in her 40s. Every time when she is initiating something new, something that she doesn't have experience with, there it is. There it kicks again that feeling, inexplicably so. I'm hopeless. I'm helpless. I'm not valuable enough. Who's going to listen to me? People are not going to get interested in what I have to offer. I can't launch this product. It's too much, too difficult. It's too soon. I'm too young. I'm not prepared yet. All these beliefs that have been formed back then are now active in her. And the trouble is with this identification that's happening, because she nowadays she doesn't necessarily see these emotions and these beliefs as something separate, something like a program that's activated in herself. She sees that as herself. She says, I am this and this is me. I feel hopeless. I am hopeless. And that is what takes her power away. And a lot of people nowadays that I'm working with are very clever, very ambitious, very driven solopreneurs, and people who really have talent, have skills. They have something to offer, and the world is really begging for their services, for their products. They stay passive, inactive, procrastinating, indulging in self-destructive behaviors instead of stepping up, standing out, getting out there, and letting themselves be seen, be heard, and really be very proactive because of the internal sabotage, because of these limitations, these beliefs. And the good news is that first you make your beliefs, and then your beliefs make you. And your beliefs are yours to be changed. In that hypnotic regression to the formative years of childhood that I use, that's what we do. You get guided to go back and find out the root cause of all those issues that nowadays are stopping you from developing and growing a business that you know you can, you just don't feel like it. And when we find the root cause, the reason, what we do, we change the meaning that you attach to your abilities, to your personality. We change your perspective, because you are no longer that hopeless child. You are no longer that dependable and helpless little creature, you have grown up, you have social experience, you have your education, you have your experience. And the truth is that you have been reinforcing an old emotion and an old belief for so long, but you don't have to do it not for a minute longer. During regression, you get aha moments. You come to disidentify from what no longer is serving you. And what that gives you is you get your power back, because you have the power at all times. It's just that when you invest it into a belief that doesn't serve you, that belief is stronger, becomes stronger than you. And what hypnotic regression really enables you to do is to take your power back. That's the thing. You can choose carefully, deliberately what you want to believe about yourself once you are free from that old self-image, from that enmeshment with the energy of your parents, who back then they were your the only gods in your universe. They were the absolute authority, and they were imprinting you with everything that they believed in and everything that they believed about themselves. And so you were looking up to them and you were like, okay, if mom cannot do that, who am I to be able to do that? If father is so depressed and so fearful, there must be something out there that's really, really dangerous and really worth fearing, because if father is afraid, that must really be it. That's the reality. And all children are also very empathetic. When the mother is in self-doubt, she kind of feels that internal turmoil. The child feels it as well. And the child doesn't really recognize where mom ends, where I begin. It's like, if she's down, I'm down too. And if she's afraid, I'm afraid. And if she can't handle it, I can't handle it neither. And that's a process that happens inevitably through childhood, but eventually afterwards there comes the moment of growing up or not. You can grow up physically, you can grow up mentally, and at the same time emotionally stay exactly there where you were stuck. Because children cannot process difficult emotions. They are afraid when something heavy on their heart really fills them up. They don't know what to do. In most cases, they just freeze within that emotion, and that emotion gets stuck, and the psychological development ceases at that moment. That means that every time when a situation is triggering the same feeling of fear, they behave in the same way as they did when they were children. And this is what we discover. This is what we deal with. This is what we liberate you from in the process of hypnotic regression. And to familiarize people with that and what is possible when you really get awareness, how quick and rapid the transformation happens afterwards, because understanding gives you back your power. Because now you see, oh, I can see clearly now. I no longer need to believe what my father believed just because I love him. Because my father came from different parents and he had different experiences growing up, and I don't need to repeat him, because I have my own way and I have my own karma and my own mission, and I am now an adult and I'm free to choose what to believe in. And that is disintegration. That is when the old adaptation of the little child has no function, no purpose anymore, and you can choose yourself anew. And because of that instant awareness that happens during regression, what you get is this aha moment. And in itself, you get your power back, because you can now say, well, that belief is only powerful if I confirm it's true. But if I put it under question, and if I don't act upon it as though it were true, it ceases to be true. It's no longer true for me. because in my universe, I am the only authority and I set the rules. It's my life, my rules, my life is my business. So I can still love my parents, but I'm not going to necessarily repeat um, parts of them that are not serving me, that are not loving to me, and that are not mm, moving me closer to my dreams, to my desires, to the realization of my business. And so that is, for me, that is at the core of personal transformation. This identification from beliefs that do not serve me. But to do that, you need to become aware of them. And nothing that I know gives you a better awareness than going back to yourself, back to the formative years of childhood, because only you went through your childhood. Only you know what happened to you. What was it that you were missing? What were the emotional needs that were not met? And what were the beliefs that were imprinted upon you as being true? You can discover this for yourself. And the moment of liberation comes when you realize that, okay, that childish belief, that's an illusion. It's like a veil that we're now lifting from in front of your eyes because you can see it from a different angle now. You change the perspective because it's not the parents and the events and the circumstances that really affected you. It was the meaning that you gave to the parents' behavior, to the circumstances, to the experiences that really affected the way you believe, the way you behave. But the meaning you can always change, and you better change it today because you're not that child anymore. And the real liberation comes when you're no longer waiting to receive from the parents a validation, a confirmation that you are enough, that you are good enough, that you can do it. You're no longer looking for an estimate from the outside. You become your own best parent. You start talking to yourself and telling to yourself the things you always wanted to hear from them. And that's what we do in our Facebook group. I created a Facebook group, Subconscious Reprogramming for Success, where I hold monthly lives and posts and blog posts in the idea with the idea to help you really understand what is possible for you if you let go of these familiar patterns that you got accustomed to while growing up because that was happening in your family. But what is possible for you if you can create new patterns that work better for you, that are more loving to you, that are empowering you, that will make it possible that you get into the top internal state of mind, frame of mind that's empowering you, frame of mind that makes it joyous experience to jump out of bed every morning and just looking ahead to your day. What is it that I can create today? Because I know who I am. I am a divine being with human experience, and the power is in me. The power is within me. That's a differentiation. I didn't see it in my papa. I didn't see it in my mom. Doesn't matter. I'm no longer waiting on them to give me an example. I let go of childish behaviors, childish understandings, childish dependability, so to say. I reinvent myself. That's how we change identities. Because the truth is, if you want your business to grow, you have to first grow as a person. And to have outside results that are top results, you need to have an internal top state of mind and a feeling, because a feeling is actually your energy, your frequency. And the best way to be effective, to be productive, is when you are stable in your feeling, when you are calm, cool, confident, collected. Your focus is really strong. And that doesn't happen when you get emotional, when you get on fight and flight. And you get emotional when you act upon a belief that is disempowering. Old memory, old way of feeling, old patterns, you don't need them, because your business, what your business needs is unshakable, imperturbable connection with the center of creation within you, with your divine essence, divine power. And to get there, you need to release the old patterns, to release the old limitations, the restrictions in the thinking. I call it the stinky thinking, because if you can't feel good by thinking, change your thinking, because your power lies in the way to choose. What is a choice? It's a decision that happens on a level of action. I am now deliberately choosing what I will think, because I give my mind the direction which way to go, not vice versa. My mind driving me around like a wild horse, and I'm on the receiving end of depressive, difficult feelings, or hesitation, self-doubt, and self-distrust, and being very harsh and critical to myself. It doesn't work this way. And that's what we do in our Facebook group. I'm going now to post the link. You are always welcome to our Facebook group for subconscious reprogramming for business success. I hold their monthly lives, as I said, and also we have also question and answer live sessions where you can come live and you can ask me your questions. You can present an issue that you have, and we're going to look for a solution for it, because that's the truth. Your business is only as powerful as you feel powerful on the inside. And I strongly believe that the power is within you. The issue is who is now using your power, you or your old habits of thinking. Because you have free will. It's either you get aware and you get proactive, or you're unconscious and passive. And that's the difference. And there is no middle ground here. So I am sincerely now thanking you for the time that we spent together. I know lots of you are going to watch the replay. That's why I just want to say, be my guest and be welcome. Come and join us in the Facebook group, Subconscious Reprogramming for Success. And I can't wait to see you on the other side. Wishing you a lovely, very calm, very centered evening. And all the creative power be with you, so that your business can reach the heights that you know are possible for you. It was my pleasure. Greetings from me, Mira. Until next time. Bye for now.